a new one this morning saying, "Hey, make sure you use this one." All right, well, let's get going. Hey, thanks for joining me. You guys are amazing. All right. Okay, let's do this. So there's a lot going a lot. Let me just rephrase that. A lot. Um Christine, that's so funny. A lot going on in Midjourney. It's just you guys know by now, I mean, we're all getting used to this that AI updates are just like rapid fire, crazy fast, right? We can't keep up with them. It's the same thing going on with Midjourney. The newest update was like really impressive, but also at the same time, I'm like, okay, I can't, I probably won't even use half of that. That's super cool, but it's also a lot. So let me just share what I have so far. And I also just let me double check here real quick. You guys are seeing my screen, right? We're good. You guys are seeing my little presentation, Midjourney Live, right? You can hear me. You can see the presentation. We're good. Okay. Just making sure the tech side of everything is working. Okay. All right. So it looks like so many of you in the chat are in my membership. So I know that you are familiar with Midjourney because I talk about it all the time. But just for those of you, I did have a lot of people register for my email list, so they'll probably want to watch the replay. So for those of you that don't know me, hi, I'm Heather Hathaway. I'm web designer, brand designer, and I have my membership white label website Insiders, where I create Squarespace templates and other templates for my members to resell. And then if you haven't already, grab my free Midjourney training, and I know that probably most of you in here right now have, but just remember that I'm going to go over the new updates for Midjourney 7, which are a little bit more advanced. The free training is more about just how do you get started? What is this crazy world of like putting a prompt into a machine and getting this crazy picture out. So the free course is really just to get you going with Midjourney, understanding what it is, best practices for prompting. So I have that. If you haven't already, you can do that. Now, how I use Midjourney is web design for my clients, my membership, designing these Squarespace templates. For digital products, I have several other funnels that I run on Facebook ads to that are PLR, resellable digital planners. And all of my sales pages and funnels I use for that. I, of course, use them in my newsletters, and my email audience really loves, when I create pictures for them, I always get lots of replies to my emails for that. So that's cool. Of course, social media, and of course, stock photos. Of course, the list goes on and on and on how you can use them, but this is the main ways that I use it. And then version 7, like I said, is a whole new world. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. But there's other free AI programs that offer image creation that give you a limited set of image creation, but they're free. So if you don't want yet another subscription, I know, like for Midjourney, but their basic plan is really affordable. I think it's only $10 a month or $8 a month if you do the annual. So there's other free programs, and I'm going to show you a few things. Google Gemini came out with an update, and I have to say their image creation is pretty good. I'll show you some that I made. Let me just tell you a brief overview. Method to my madness. Sorry, was the link? I'm just reading your comment, John. Was it the link? Sorry. So let me just go through the method to my madness, part 1. So it is all about prompting what you want. Most of the time, I have a vision in my head. And this is sometimes for the templates that I create for the membership, sometimes for client web builds, but I usually sit there and think about, like, for example, the author template that I released this month to the membership, right? Let me show you guys this, especially those of you who are in my membership. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. So this is what the author template looked like. So I literally, funny enough, this true story. I'm in Hollywood, and there is a place that I go for meditation, and a spiritual place that I've been going to for like 20 years. Well, I just found out after going there for 20 years that they have a guest house that you can stay at. So I was like, heck yeah. So I was going up there, staying for a few days, a few weeks ago, and I'm like in Hollywood. Is like, this is so cool. This place is amazing. I'm so glad to be here. And I lay down and I'm like, I really need to get that homepage done for the author template. And so I think of this lady. So I envisioned this lady. I'll show you my first attempts at it. And I was like, I want her sitting in a chair with attitude, and I want an orangish color. So I start visualizing what I wanted her to look like, and then I start prompting. Um, then I also use my custom GPT. So those of you that are in membership, you know that I have a custom GPT that I created, and I also get that to give me what I want as well. Basically, if you have a vision in your head, you can start off with a basic prompt that you type yourself. Just type it in a Midjourney and get going. Try to spit it out as much as you can out of your head, and style descriptors like high fashion photography, editorial photography, whimsical, what anime, how whatever style you want it. Really keep emphasizing those styles, and then like I said, the one of the biggest and then I just keep rerunning the same prompt a lot, and I'll show you that. And then more to the method to my madness. And if you guys in my membership, if you want a copy of these slides, I'll give it to you because I was like, let me put this into steps. So, step one, you have a vision in your mind, whether it's from a picture or from Pinterest or anywhere else, or you just have a vision in your head. Try to get clear on what you're trying to achieve, right? And then create your prompt with details for style at the beginning and repeat it at the end. Meaning, are you going to do high fashion edit stock photos? Is that what you're going for? Yeah. Oh, don't worry, Barb, I'll send it to you. Are you gonna go for high fashion editorial? Or like Hillary sent me something really cool the other day. She's like, let's go for some bold, bright, color fun. And she sent me some of these cute little Shopify store pics. And yes, and screenshots. And so I was like, okay, well, then I'm going to go for that, which is completely different than editorial for photography. So my point is, state your style at the beginning and then repeat it again at the end. Okay. And then step two, create your prompt with details for style at the beginning. Okay. Step three, rerun the prompt. Do it over and over and over if you want. You can put it back in and redo it with version 6, version 5, version 7, style raw. Style raw is one that I use a lot. And then change, so that's number 4, change the stylization or the prompt, or give it different weights. I'll show you that too. Then you can use the editor to tweak it and rerun it. If you're getting garbage, go to ChatGPT and upload your original pick and say, "Give me a prompt that's going to give me this." Or that's what I do to the custom GPT that I created. I start a lot by uploading a pick to that custom GPT. And if you guys have been using that custom GPT from the membership, just take note that I recently updated it again, saying if anybody, because it wasn't reading the pictures. I'm like, read this picture that I uploaded, and it would describe it to me. I'm like, that is not what I uploaded. So I went back in and tweaked the instructions again, and it seems to work now. All right. Then you can also upload your reference pictures to Midjourney. Okay, so that's kind of the method to my madness in a loose way that I use it. Okay. I will it's in several places. I will find it for you. And then so my custom GPT again is what is really I have been going back since I created it. Like I said, I've been going back and tweaking it. But yeah, I'll give it to you guys inside the membership because it's only available for you guys as members. So I'll post it in there. So what I have done is I spent so much time on this custom GPT. What I did was I went and downloaded all of Midjourney's instructions, all of it, and I uploaded it. I then let me tell you the technical side. I turn it into DMARC language files because my AI membership coach, that's how she said to do it. She gets very detailed. So I turn it into that. I've even met with her several times, one-on-one meetings, so she can help me tweak it. So I feel like it's really getting good results now. They're the best, Hillary. They're the best. So I feel like it was really complicated when I first started building custom GPTs, and it's gotten easier now. But my whole point being is that I have loaded this thing with Midjourney updates and what they say to do. So I have actually been using this more now than ever. Um, to especially do the templates. Okay, so that overview of, let's see. All right, so newish things with version 6 and beyond. And this is something that I haven't gone over with you guys in the membership. So this isn't part of version 7, but it's really powerful, which is mood boards and then personalization, getting your profile set up for version 7. And then the editor is way more expansive. And I have all of this. I know you guys are like information overload. Don't worry, I got you. I put the newest updates in here in a Google Doc for you guys too. So I will share that with you. So don't worry. I knew this was going to be like a information overload a little bit. So don't worry. Exactly. I know that's the whole thing with custom GPTs. She literally said, "Soon you want to do anything?" I know. I've been creating more and more and more as I go. Okay, so let's go back here. By the way, I really like YouTube Live. Let me tell you. Okay, so let's go. All right. So first thing is when you log into Midjourney, let's just talk about let's go back to the very beginning of version 7. When you first log in, you are going to see that you have the personalized tab over on your left. Okay. And this was here before for version 6. But in order to, so if you guys are using Midjourney and you haven't used version 7 yet, that's probably because you haven't unlocked it. So in order to unlock it, what you are required to do, Midjourney is requiring you to do, but you guys know that AI is changing by the second. So what is happening right now with Midjourney is you need to go over to personalize and you have to go through, when you click on it, you will see this here ranked profiles. So it will tell you that you need to rank images. So I've already done it, so it's not showing up for me. But when you click over on personalize, it's going to tell you that right up here. So it says teach Midjourney about what you find is beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this and it's just showing us this little prompt here. But when you do it and see, I have my personalization on. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, so here it is. So when you click on it, it's going to look like this for you. And you're going to have to go through and you're going to have to look at each image and you're going to have to say which one you'd like better or skip it. So I ended up skipping a lot because, sometimes you just get like super weird stuff on Midjourney. And I'm like, I don't like either one of those. That's creepy. So skip it. So if I look back here on Midjourney and I say, okay, yeah, I like this one. I'm just going to select this. Then it just keeps going to the next one. And if you want to skip it, like I said, just skip it. So you can select this guy. And it's kind of, for me, it's kind of tricky because I use so many different things. Like I would use probably both of these. I would use that. Neither one of these. So I'm going to skip. And then you can see that. And then some of them are just like, don't make me choose. And see, I would skip this one. I will probably pick this one. I would skip this one because I don't use that kind of stuff. I will probably pick this one. And so just quickly go through it and rate your images, right? Quickly go through it. A lot of them, though, I end up rating because I like to use realistic looking photography for our templates. So some of them I will click even if I don't like it. A lot of them, they'll just show me, realistic looking stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I need to rate that. So it's you like it or not too. So that is under the personalized tab. That's how you unlock Midjourney in the first place. Okay. Any questions so far on that? This is how you have to go to your personalized tab and you have to unlock Midjourney. So you see here, Barb, where it says create ranked profile. You can probably use the second one and let's see if you can delete these. Oh yeah, you can. See, you can delete that all together and then start a new one. So yeah, you can. So that's how you get access to version 7 in the first place. Okay. Now, The second thing, can you guys just tell me in the chat if any oh, sorry, I see questions coming in. Okay, good. Yes, and creating the mood board makes all the difference. So let's talk about that right now. So the mood boards are crazy. And I didn't start using this until recently. Okay, so one of my members for our challenge that we had last month on the template restyle challenge, her prize for participation was I would create her a custom set of images. Okay, for her yoga template. So she gave me these images. I'm assuming she probably got these from Pinterest or any other stock photo place. She gave me these images. And so I uploaded these to the mood board that I then created yoga mood board. Okay. So in the chat, can you tell me if you've used the mood boards yet? I know how much detail to go into. Has anyone used the mood boards yet? Okay. Tell me in the chat if you have. Okay. Not yet? Okay. Okay. All right, cool. Well, no, that just gives me a good idea of okay, so Johnny, you're all over it. Okay. So what you do is let me go back to personalize and then let me show you real quick. So you just go to create mood board and then you just can upload your images or you can actually add them from the images that you've made in your Midjourney account. So say that you like some that you've made that are really awesome, you can upload those too from your own gallery. But if you want to go to upload images and then just let me see what I've downloaded recently. Let's just say these from the latest template drop that we did for the author. Let's just say that I wanted to create more books or I wanted to create a background for this author or something like that. I would just upload those pictures. Then once that is uploaded and you just should retitle your mood boards so you know which one they are, then when you go into create and I'm going to say create a background for an author website, then I would click on this little arrow here for personalize and then I would go into select, see where it has a little drop down for mood boards. I would go into book covers. And if I want to select my global version 7 profile, which is the one that I unlocked by selecting all of those images, then I would make sure that I have a check mark here. If I don't want version 7 on, then I wouldn't do that. And then you also see how it's giving me a call here to rate more images if I want. Okay. And then so because I've selected this mood board, if I run this prompt, we can see what it came up with. Okay, so that's using mood boards. They're super powerful. And let's go back to the yoga example. Let's just go into let's go search all of my stuff. Okay, so remember the mood board that I showed you that the pictures that my members sent? So these were the images that I got from it. And you can see it pulled out the same colors. Um, and then it gave her yoga mats with her color scheme. She loved them. Not all of them are great, like I find the yoga niche is one of the hardest ones to do in Midjourney. It folds the mats all wonky sometimes. That was a good one. But like sometimes they're just like all out of shape. And you will notice that the fingers and body parts have still not improved with version 7. It's the hands. The hands are killing me. But that's because these pictures I'm showing you right here, that's because of that mood board. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Maria, did I answer your question when you said go over that, please? Was it mood boards? Yeah, so she was very happy with these yoga ones. Yeah. Okay. So that's using mood boards. So you remember you have to select it from your personalization drop down. You have to make sure that you are clicking the mood boards. Okay. Okay. So mood boards are very powerful. The more images you add to them, the better it's going to work for you. And then you have to make sure that you are selecting it. Okay. So that's how you use mood boards. Again, this is something that I've only been using recently as well. But like I said, I really like the the output that I'm getting with it. All right, so let's go and see what that image was that was generated where I just said create a background for an author website. So, based upon those book covers, these are the images that it gave. And it does match the same vibe and style as those book covers, right? So, this isn't something I was just thinking of a random example quickly. All right, let me show you some more very interesting stuff about version 7. Okay, so I asked in the membership the other day what kind of Midjourney images you want to see. And Hillary put in these images for a very brightly colored Shopify template. Okay. No, sorry. Yeah, it was like she just showed me like a screenshot of an Etsy seller who has colorful websites, right? Yes. Yes. And so I was like, yes, 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 I got you. I got you. Let me So here's what's so interesting is that I took that screenshot that Hillary sent me and I put it in my custom GPT. I had it, yeah, I had it create the prompts. I took the prompts into Midjourney, and let me just show you real quick. I'm gonna find Hillary's thing so you guys can see what it was. Let me just show you guys the reference image. It was just more brighter colors like this, right? So we know that like we create a bunch of styled stock images that are very beige and very traditional style stock images, but I totally agree with her. That's why I'm starting on these first, that we need some more colorful stuff. So again, I took those, I uploaded them custom GPT, gave me the prompts, I started prompting. Okay, so here's the interesting part. So start back from where I started prompting these. Let's see. I think I started about right here. Here's the interesting part is that I had um, all of these coming in, David, it's almost kind of like muted pastels. I couldn't get any really vibrant colors. I mean, it was cool because they're colorful and I like the whole vibe. By the way, it was using Midjourney 7. Look at these hands are still not good. Look at these hands are still not good. Okay, but sorry, I'm distracting from my point. So keep looking at these colors. Like here we got a little bit more vibrant ones. Here we got a little more vibrant. I love the vibe though. The vibe was really cool. The subject matter, I kept telling it to create different subject matter. These were a little bit more vibrant. Okay, these were vibrant. Okay, but we go back to these, and these are like just more kind of like muted pastels. And also look at the background on the wall. It was like a mood board color swatch thing. That was nowhere in the prompt. Nowhere in the prompt was any of that mood board color palette like that. And so I kept going back to Midjourney and I was like, it's pretty, but it keeps giving me muted pastels and like this random mood board looking colors in the background everywhere. And so I went back to the custom GPT and it said, okay, let's try to force more vibrant colors. So I tried to force more vibrant colors and I still kept getting this. I still kept getting these muted pastels. And again, I love the subject matter and I love the way they turn out, but I was just really getting confused at this point why I'm not getting bright colors when I was like, give me bright colors. And it's still giving me pastels with this mixture of color boards, right? With this mixture of color boards in the background. And I was like, you know what? This is from Midjourney 7. This is because I have the Midjourney 7 personalization on. I'm like, that's what keeps doing this. And like I said, even though I like the colors and I think they're cool, it's not what I kept telling it to do. And I do love these. So then, guess what? Look at these. I took Midjourney 7 off, same exact prompts, and used Midjourney 6 instead. And look at these. Same exact prompts. Same exact prompts. So not only did it give me more vibrant colors. Yes, and they are nice, and I do love all of them, but it wasn't what I wanted, so I was like, "Why is it giving me these muted colors?" And so I went in, like I said, and redid the prompts. As you can see right there, there's a little V6 that you can see. I'm like, I wanted them to pop. And yes, I love both of them. It was just really confusing me why I couldn't get these vibrant colors. And so again, I took the personalization off. I took Midjourney 7 off, and then I put the word V6 at the end of these prompts. And not only that, but you can see that not only did it change the colors, but it also kind of changed the subject matter. So this one does have two colors behind it, but this one just had a solid color background, no different color swatches behind it. This one, solid color background, right? All solid color and vibrant, solid color and vibrant. This one, solid color and vibrant. So that, as compared to the same exact prompt, and you get these. And these are cool too, like I said, but it's just, it's not what I was trying to do. So this, my point being, that version 7 is going to give you some very different results based upon your rating that you do with your images. So that's why, and I do think, Barb, that it probably is better, but I think that it's going to take some more training. And I know that they are doing tweaks and updates in the background like every day, because every day something will move on my dashboard. Like this used to be there, now it's there. It used to be called character reference, now it's called omni reference. Okay, but let me show you that. Let's talk about character reference now. This is something that a lot of you have been wanting to see for a long time, including me, especially for you guys that are in my membership, where you want the same character to continue through your template, right? You made this template around this author or this coach, and you're like, I'd like a second picture of this author, but I can't get one. So that, Jonna, I think it's basically because you rated the images for version 7. So you told Midjourney what you like. Yeah. Chanel, I used to use Discord, but when um Midjourney came out with their own interface, it's almost been like a year ago now. I just use Midjourney because it's, to me, it's so much more intuitive, and like you get all the bells and whistles, I feel like, right inside Midjourney, and I don't have to go to Discord. Yeah. Yeah, and Barb, I think it is, back to your question, I think it is better, but, like I said, it's gonna take some trial and error on your part too to figure out, um, this prompt that I just did work good in version 7. Now this prompt, I don't like it in version 7, let me take that off. It probably is gonna depend on the subject matter. And yeah, the website is easier and faster too. Yeah. Rejoice, like I just told Barb, I think it depends on what you're going to do. So what I would do is I would run the prompt first with your personalization on in version 7. And if you don't like it, take it off and run it in 6 or 6.1. So I did these in 6 instead of 6.1. Remember, 6.1 was a pretty big update too. So I didn't run those yet. So let's talk about the character, keeping the same character, which is so fun and cool. So back to this gal here, right? I really like the way those turned out. The hands look pretty decent. I like that she looked somewhat realistic and not like, these fake ultra skinny. Oh, that's the other thing that they said that version 7 was supposed to do, is not have as much beauty bias. So that's cool that we're not going to get these. I mean, mine, I've trained my Midjourney to where it's like, don't give me some skinny looking, girl that's looks like an alien. Like, don't do that. So here we go with this girl. What you do is you find the character that you like, and you're like, oh, I need more of this. So you drag the picture. You see how now that I'm holding it and dragging it, you see how there's 3 things here: image prompt, style references, and omni reference. Okay. Omni reference is what we want. So then, not only that, but do you see this little toggle right here? The strength is, I think, defaulted to just a small amount. I turned it all the way up to 300 because I was like, no, I want this exact lady. And so I said, lady in coffee shop. So let's look at what those turned out like. So we got our same lady, check her out, in a different outfit. She looks almost the same, and but she's in a different setting and a different outfit. And I could have kept going, but I just stopped right there with that. But different outfits, same. If you're doing these for your template restyles, that would be like exactly. If you the stickers on our left, I didn't see that. But you see how now I've got the same lady in a different outfit in a different setting. Yes. So I know that's something that a lot of you have been asking about and trying to do yourself. So um, let me show you again how I did that. And then I said, put her in bedroom and pajamas, but we didn't get pajamas. Okay. So let's do this. Let me just show you live right now. Let's another person. Let me take her. And let me take the toggle and yeah, I'm going to put it up to 300. You know what? Let's put it up to even more and see if we get it just alike. Okay. And I'm just going to do a very basic prompt. Woman at cafes with coffee. And so let's see how similar we can get with that. And so let's go to our create tab. And also, something to know is that, oh no, uh-oh, did you see my mistake I just made? Do you see that I had the mood board book cover selected? That's gonna be so make sure that you uncheck those because it's gonna be there. So it's gonna give us something weird like the books. Let's do that again. Where is she? Let's do that again. Okay, so let's put her back in there. Click down on my toggle and let's take off that mood board. That's gonna give us totally weird. And then I'm gonna turn her. Okay, so let's turn up to 100. Woman at cafe with coffee. I'm afraid if I say sipping coffee, it'll get weird. Okay, so then let's go back to, okay, so see that these are turning out with that moody lighting because it's got the reference of the mood boards on there. So that's why those are going to be completely different than what we're going to see come out up here. Okay, so another thing to note is that you have now, I think, turbo and fast and something else in the new version. Yes. So you should see different different speeds. I'm sorry, because if you can preserve as much as your fast hours as possible. I'm on the like mid-tier plan for Midjourney, not on the like really expensive one, but the mid-tier plan. So I can change. All right. So now we have the same lady. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, those are okay. That's something that I would probably just rerun the prompt again. But now you can see we have her. Oh, they're not complete. That's why. I'm like, why does that look weird? Those aren't complete. No wonder. See, those are taking a little bit longer because they're going through both the mood board and my version 7 global. Okay, now while we're waiting on those to be done, let's go to the editor and see the new things with the editor. I think this one turned out pretty good though, and it looks like her a lot. But there are so many things to show you and say about the editor that you're just going to be like information overload right now. So let's just look at a few things. So first of all, there's layers. And what are layers, you ask? Well, you can add another picture. So let me just look at. Let me just upload some sort of picture. There's something random. I'll just upload a flower. All right, so layers, right? So you see how you can also move the layers? So I just move the layer to the back and you can add as many layers as you want, and it's basically just going to mix those layers together. So then you can also move them around and you can move this out. I could put these together and rerun it. So I've got the layers kind of side by side. You can go into, oops, I want to redo that. And then you can go into the editor just like you used to be able to do and do erase or restore, move and resize. If I click the resize, I can change it to any different size over here, just like the old editor. Um, and then retexture is also new. So you can ask it to retexture it as well. So many things. And then there's the paint and there's the smart select. So it's just like, I highly doubt I will be using all of these features. I mean, I might if I'm trying to get really detailed. Um, you know, like I really need this. Probably like I could see myself using it for a custom web build where I'm really trying to get something in particular that my client needs and they're paying me $10,000 for a website. That's where I could probably see me using that. But for the most part, I just make so many images. Like, let's look at, I mean, you can see how many images I make for each batch of images that oh, these are just all random stuff when for the new author template, for example, I have all of these that I made, all of these, all of these, all of these, and down to here. So I make a ton of pictures. And so I make so many that you can go through and just pick like the ones that you like and don't like. And then I have more from the author template down here. More. So I kept trying to get this lady to look exactly how I wanted it. But this was a problem that I was running into. Um, Actually, that one's not so bad, but all these others, see how her arm is cut off, her feet. I wanted her whole feet in it so that I could cut it out. We got a foot missing. I couldn't get her both of her feet to show. I'm like, I want both feet in it. Then her arms are all messed up here. So then I finally got some, but then I was like, her fingers look AI. So yeah, so that's why you can see I just go through it and I rerun and rerun and rerun. Oh, Maria, for the hero image, so I would always do let me show you. I would always, let's just pick this one. So if I go into, whoa, okay, I don't even know what just happened there. That's some crazy stuff. There we go, edit. So I always do the 16 by 9 for the hero image. And then if you've never used the editor like this before, you see how we've got some extra space on the end. If you submit the edit, you will see that the new picture is going to be expanded and it's going to create more stuff over on this side and over on this side. I was actually having some problems with that in version 7 as well. It wasn't giving me new stuff on the sides, but for the most part, it does. Okay, so are your brains exploded now? Are you at information overload? Oh, the video. Yeah, let me show you the video real quick. So I took one of the characters, right? And by the way, okay, so this is the other update with Midjourney. They're working on video. It's supposed to be rolled out like any day now. Would layers be good for mock-ups? Oh, that's a good idea, Christina. That's a really good idea. She's always trying to figure out how to get mock-ups done without having to go to Photoshop. That's actually a really good idea. What if you took your what if you put in your full page screenshot and a background and a computer and put it on there? I wonder if it would make a mock-up for you. That's interesting. Okay, so I downloaded one of the ladies and then I went to, so Midjourney is supposed to have video out like any day now, they said. So I took the lady that I made in Midjourney and then I went to Sora and I got the prompt again from my custom GPT. I said, I also want a video from her, from the same person, and I did it in Sora. That's actually a very good idea though, Christina. Yeah, so okay, so how are you guys doing? Are we at information overload? Let's see. And then I think most of you are, I mean, so many people signed up that were in my not in my membership or a web design client. So this is something for you guys to think about as well, because I know so many of you are getting so expert at creating your images as well. So I have a special offer for anybody that's watching the replay or the recording where I am doing let me share, where I'm doing a mini branding and custom image creation sprint. So basically, I'm doing a branding for any clients who want it and making them a cohesive set of images. So they get like 100 plus images plus branding, colors, and font pairings. So it's basically like a brand kit with all the custom images that I create for them. So if you guys are in my membership, you should, that's all good, Gabrielle. So if you're in my membership, you should think about offering this as a service as well. And if you're not in my membership and you want to, you know, take me up on this, I'll put the link out for this too as well. But it basically is just showing all the things I've done. So you fill out the booking form, we meet live, we talk about your brand and your assets, and then I get to creating. So I basically am creating you your personalized brand package with your colors, your fonts, and then all pictures that are just for your brand and they won't be used for anything else. So if anybody's watching and wants to do that, let me know. And then I have a drum roll announcement for my members. I'm so glad so many of you are here because I don't know if you see that second to last sentence there. Yeah. If you drum roll, I'm not back on the presentation, sorry. So now I told you that you get rights to resell the images that I create, but I'm actually giving you master resell rights. So if you want to resell them as PLR as well, you can. So that gives you guys lots of opportunities to take the thousands and thousands and thousands of images I've given you. Hi, Sal. You can then resell them as resellable. You can pass on the resell rights. Yeah. So this is new to the membership. So if you're watching and you're not in the membership, come on in and join us. As you can see, these ladies are amazing, chatting it up in the chat. I love them. But yeah, so I don't know if all of you saw it, but I did put that in the training where I'm seeing more and more that people are selling these images on Etsy. So these are becoming popular selling. They make great things for lead magnets and to your email list or putting on your Instagram page that like, yes, here, get your resellable pack. I could see this as being something really good on Instagram too, like just making it a reel where it flashes through the different pictures really quick and be like, you want this whole pack? Here you go. It's yours for $7 and you can resell it. Yeah. So not just PLR rights, but MRR rights. And if you're confused on that, I will break it down for you more in the membership. Okay. And I think that's it. Let me give you guys the Google Doc that I made with these basic updates, and then I will give you guys the little slideshow that I made as well. I'll put that in the membership. But here's the free Midjourney course, the Midjourney 7 update. If you want to read about it, you can go to their official website. But I had ChatGPT break it down for us too. You know, we gotta love ChatGPT for that. So the image quality. Look at it's saying stuff like this. Say this in your workshop. um, and then personalization, omni reference, turbo and relax modes, and um, these other crazy tools are coming too. Like I said, I doubt that I'll get too much into all the editing tools that you can do because it's just like going down 5,000 rabbit holes. I already am usually satisfied with the images that I get. So I don't feel like I mean, you know, like sometimes we get to those that are just like frustrating, like I'm not getting the right thing. But for the most part, I'm like, I don't need to go down 5,000 rabbit holes. And then I'll have these images for you guys in the membership as well. All these that was per Hillary's request. I'm also going through everybody's request and like trying to get through them when I can. Um, then I felt like in our membership, we also needed to give the men some love. We have like oh, I'm not sharing the tab. Hold on. We have no male love in our images and templates. And I've seen quite a few big template sellers coming out with more masculine ones. I've had men email me asking me if I have any male templates, masculine templates. So I thought, you know what, I'll create now. So this goes back to version 7. You see, I didn't use my custom GPT for this. I just quickly put in editorial style, man speaker, engaging, realistic, hip. You see, that was all I used for the quote. And I was like, oh, that turned out cool. And I felt like the whole man collection that I did turned out really cool. So let me just show you those real quick. So he turned out really cool. I like this guy too. I thought those turned out really cool. And I could see these for like a speaker, author, podcast, coach in the male industry, right? Definitely. And then I started getting back into the color ones, and then I went back into the male author, speaker. These look great. I love the on these. Didn't those turn out great? So this is, I feel like, a product of version 7, right? This is where I was like, oh, okay, version 7. All right, all right. Because that was based upon, I can tell where these were based on my preferences of rating the images, right? And let's see, what else did we get? They're pretty good too. The hands are all mangled, of course. Some of the hands are good, but these turn out. The whole vibe of them, though, I really liked. And look at this guy. He's got the right attitude. I like him. And then these, same exact prompt, but look at all the different styles that it gave me. And this was cool too. I like him. He's got like attitude, deep thinker. And look at the background that it gave. Same exact prompt, gave completely different background. Yeah, definitely, Gigi. I definitely think there's absolute need for that. I mean, it's not like there's a bunch of men that don't want websites out there. And then this guy was really cool too. I was like, he looks so realistic. So again, this is all version 7. I feel like that's a huge update. I could really tell with these pictures in particular. And like I said, with one prompt, it gave me all these different things. So many different variations. So that's for that. I feel like I said, we need some men. Let me see what else I can show 7. Um, I think, yeah, these are all the author template that you guys just got, all version 7. Oh, these are the ones where I was telling you when I did the expand background, it didn't do it. I was like, why is it not expanding anymore? So that was weird. Let me see. Just see if there's anything else I need to show you while I have you. Oh, this, so there's that photographer slash template creator that I tell you guys about. Sometimes Ruben Strom, he's the one that I get most of my mock-ups from, but he did a Midjourney guide because he's a photographer too. So he did this from the point of um, his training and background as being a photographer. He started creating Midjourney prompts based upon lighting and angles that a photographer would use. And so I bought that and I made these and I thought they were really pretty, but this was not version 7. This was 6.1, and most of them he put on their style raw. So, but I thought those turned out pretty cool too. But these are, back to the editorial fashion photography that, like Hillary said, we have enough of that. But I also love the clean look of it too. So let me see. Anything else to show you? Those of you that got the order bump, there's all my madness for that. That went on forever. And then I have a whole new batch of Instagram templates that I'm trying to release. Well, that I've been working on forever because, yeah, those all went with that. That was all the order bump and Instagram. I mean, you can see how many pictures I'm making here. This is just from the last month. So I make a lot. But my custom GPT is definitely something that has been game changing for me because now I can tell it what I want because I designed the custom GPT for you guys to be able to replace the images in your website template or doing custom web builds. So it knows the questions to ask and then spits out all these prompts based upon that. Do you, Johnny? You always use raw. It really, I think it really just depends on what you want. I would just run it with version 6, version 6.1, and version 7 and see what you get. And then from there, you can like continue with that same version if you're doing like a full template. But yeah. Okay. Any more questions? I will share this document with you guys in the membership. Yeah, just play around, exactly. And that is my whole thing to Midjourney is that I just play around and just keep going until I get what I want. And I know you guys have probably seen me say this before, but for example, when I get to one of these that I like, I scroll through them, right? They're starting to come out. Midjourney's creating them, and I'm like, when I get to one that I actually like, I always do like. Let me see. Oh, who cares? When I get to one that I like, I always do the strong variation to just see what else I can get with it. And then if I really like it and I just want maybe one little slight change in it, I'll put the subtle. But I always, oh, is my picture is hiding that probably on the YouTube live, but it's down in the bottom right corner where it says vary, and I hit the subtle or the strong. So I do that a lot. That's the one thing that I do. I go through the first round of creation and I hit the subtle and strong variations. Yeah, let me share the Google Doc. Let me make it shareable. That would actually help. And then here we go. There you go. Okay. Are we good? You guys have any questions? Thank you for coming. And like I said, we could go really deep into the version 7 updates on the editor, but these are just, like, the main things that I feel like we need, and, at the end of the day, we have a bunch of 5,000,000 other things to do. Yes, I have been, Gigi. Let me show you real quick, so let me show you real quick. The image generator for I recorded this in the new video for the template, but, like, I was getting really good results for the text now is so much better in, ChatGPT. So this is, the book covers that I use for the new author template. I did all of those in ChatGPT instead of in Midjourney. And Christina, I was trying to do this for you. I said, give me some website mock-ups. So with shadows, like high editorial style. So I have those that came out. So those aren't bad. Like I kind of like the marble background. So I did those in Chat GPT. Yeah. Yeah, Barb, that's why I use the strong variation on him. I do that a lot. Like on just about everything I do, I go through that and do the variation first. Yeah. And if you guys look in the membership, we have the guest speaker, Jay Stone. She is amazing. And you can follow her YouTube channel too. But look at the workshop that she gave us too. She was amazing. Oh, Jay, she's in the course under, but let me share her YouTube channel too. She's a riot. If you haven't watched that replay, it's under our live classes, but let me share her YouTube channel. And she talks about Midjourney a lot on her YouTube channel, and you should sign up for her email list too, because she's always got something going on. There you go. There's Jay's YouTube channel too. Any other questions? Are you guys good? Thank you for joining. Yeah, Jay's fabulous. Thank you for joining. I love the hearts in the chat. I'm gonna give you some hearts back. You rock. Thank you for being here. Okay, you guys are the best. Well, happy Friday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Don't work too hard. And yeah, let me know if you guys need anything. Thank you, Archie. Okay, happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Yeah, let me post it in the course for you guys because I know there's only 5,000 things. I'll post that and the slides and the Google Doc in there so you guys have it in there. You guys have a fabulous weekend too. Thank you for coming. Bye. Thanks so much, you guys.